My name is Rose. I want to tell you my story. It is a sad story about love and pain. I was 18 years old when my father told me the terrible news. He said I must marry Mr. Charles, an old man with gray hair and a big house. My father was poor and needed money. Mr. Charles was rich and wanted a young wife. But I don't love him, I told my father with tears in my eyes. Love will come later, he said. This marriage will help our family. I looked out the window at the beautiful garden where I used to play as a little girl. The flowers were bright and colorful, but now everything seemed dark and cold. Mr. Charles was 60 years old. He had kind eyes, but his face was old and his hands were rough. When we met for the first time, he gave me a beautiful red rose. I know you are afraid, he said gently, but I promise to be good to you. I tried to smile, but my heart was breaking. I wanted to marry someone young, someone I could love with all my heart. But my family had no choice. The wedding day came too quickly. I wore a white dress and walked slowly to the church. All the people in our small town came to watch. I felt like a bird in a cage. After the wedding, I lived in Mr. Charles's big house. It had many rooms and a large garden with trees and flowers. He bought me beautiful clothes and jewelry. He was always kind and gentle with me, but I felt so alone. Months passed. I tried to be a good wife. I cooked his favorite food and took care of the house. We talked about books and music. Sometimes we walked in the garden together. Slowly, I began to understand that he was a good man. One day, while we were sitting by the window, Mr. Charles said, "Rose, I know you don't love me, but I love you very much. I hope that one day you will be happy here." I looked at his sad eyes and felt something change in my heart. This old man truly cared for me. He never forced me to do anything. He was patient and kind. "I am trying," I whispered. Winter came, and Mr. Charles became sick. The doctor said his heart was weak. I stayed with him day and night, giving him medicine and reading to him. I held his cold hands and watched him sleep. "Why are you so kind to me?" I asked him one evening. "Because love is not about taking," he said softly. "It is about giving." Those words touched my heart deeply. I began to see him differently. He was not just an old man who bought me. He was someone who loved me more than his own life. As spring arrived, the flowers in our garden began to grow, but Mr. Charles grew weaker. I felt afraid of losing him. Somewhere in that cold winter, I had learned to care for him. Maybe it was not the passionate love I had dreamed of, but it was real and warm. One morning, I found him in the garden, sitting under his favorite tree. He was not moving. The doctor said he died peacefully in his sleep. I cried for days. The house felt empty without his gentle voice and kind smile. I realized that I had lost something precious. He had taught me what true love really means. Now I am alone in this big house with its beautiful garden. I have money and everything I need, but I miss him terribly. I keep the red rose he gave me on our first meeting. It is dry now, but I will keep it forever. People say I was lucky to marry a rich man. They don't understand that I lost the only person who ever loved me without asking for anything in return. I was young and foolish. I spent so much time wishing for something different that I almost missed the gift right in front of me. Sometimes I sit in our garden and remember our quiet conversations and gentle walks. I wish I could tell him that I finally understand. I wish I could tell him that in those last months, my heart had learned to love him too. But it is too late. He is gone, and I am left with memories and regrets. This is my story, a story of how love can grow in the most unexpected places, and how we sometimes realize its value only when it is gone forever.